right. When we last left our band of intrepid adventurers, they had found evidence of disappearances they were not aware of. A number of hunters had been taken from the woodlands, and it seems they had been slain by some foul creature, their tattered bodies turned into zombies, which the party was then forced to put down. Valatha had searched the roof after the encounter and found that wildlife in the area has been twisted, and what was once a simple sparrow had shown murderous ill will that it had thankfully been ill-equipped to act on. Returning to her companions, the group prepares to continue trying to source the stains soiling this sylvan spire.
So, you all ready to move out?
If the wind has changed.
As you move slowly across the area, the platforms sway and shift with your motions.
Don't like that. Alright, let's have a gander.
Pulling the door open, you find there is a large botanical laboratory.
Ooh.
Boxes and boxes of flowers and dried herbs and reagents are scattered all over many crates and boxes inside of this room. Notes litter the floor, scattered all across the ground, and in places have been stomped by rusty brown footprints, the color of dried blood.
Okay, well maybe peering over the notes will help us find out what the heck happened here. Alright, might as well poke at the chest.
So, as Angie goes ahead and picks away at the lock, everybody but Angie roll a perception test.
Oh no.
No one notices until everyone notices.
Oh no.
Corwin, if this is a mimic, I'm going to come to your house and punch you.
It's not. It's worse.
Oh god.
Betheniel suddenly jerks as the wooden blade punches through his back and emerges from his torso.
Oh no,
That's not good.
The dryad lifts him from the ground and then hurls him forward, throwing him prone.
Initiative?
Not quite. This woman appears to be made of bark and moss. But though the bark is of a light color and the moss is fluffy and green, the edges of it are tinged with black, and thorns have grown out of most of the surface of her body, which Betheniel has experienced firsthand. So Betheniel, you will take 16 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
She has obviously fey features, and her skin has changed to the color of slate in spaces beneath the bark protective surface. She glares at the group of you with hateful eyes. A broken branch means a broken bone.
Hey, we're not the ones breaking branches here.
And with that, we roll initiative.
As Betheniel collapses in a heap, clutching the new hole in his abdomen, the party lurches into action. Angela takes a breath and then leaps over Betheniel and Tobias both, eager to take her place as a frontline combatant. Tucked behind her shield, the Dryad's hissing swipe makes no impact, and she lands safely, moving to her post, but not having the best angle, her blade merely glances off the Dryad's wooden skin. Tobias takes a barbed vine to the shoulder, the living thorn burrowing into the bunny's hide viciously. He cries out, more angry than worried at the moment, and fires back, hurling a palm-sized ball of glowing energy directly at the Dryad. It lands true, bursting upon her and dousing her in a cloud of icy mist. The moss and sprouting sprigs wither and crisp around her edges as she hisses and jumps back, cornered. She begins a feverish whisper, lifting her hands as the room begins to creak, groan, and grow around them. The planks suddenly find new life, twisting, snapping, and sprouting branches again. Wooden tendrils rapidly fill the room, thorns piercing any surface or subject they touch, raking across the party mercilessly. Angela, Tobias, and Betheniel are shredded to ribbons, their armors doing little to resist the probing attack, leaving all of them deeply wounded, bloodied, and breathing raggedly. Velatha, however, stands in the eye of the storm, and though unwounded, she is isolated, and barely able to see her party around her in what has become a bloody thicket.
Alright, Catanella is done, and Velatha. At the end of Catanella's turn, she says something in Sylvan. Velatha, I believe it hasn't been an hour, so your comprehend languages is still up. So you will understand that she says, "The blood must return to the roots. The sacrifices of the boughs must be repaid."
She's gonna cast Healing Word on Angela.
Alright, so Angie gets 10 hit points back, and that takes you out of bloodied status. Just barely. But you're there.
Yeah.
The warrior's body fills with arcana, her veins pumping blood faster, her focus regained, and her lacerations sealing, at least partly. Though far from healthy, she is bolstered enough to stand firm. Betheniel coughs raggedly, clinging to the edge of consciousness, gritting his teeth and ripping a still-growing vine from the open wound in his chest. Knowing that to remain within the deadly thicket would spell death, he does the only thing he can do. He puts one arm in front of the other and crawls. Over thorns, splinters, and through vines, the elf denies his own pain and pulls himself toward the center of the overgrowth. Reaching Velatha, he gives a shuddering exhale, and like many humans he has seen, he uncorks the bottle with his teeth. It was an uncouth act that his mother would surely be disappointed in, but in this moment he felt the same grit as those swarthy sailors who surrounded his childhood home. Surely he could forgive himself later, considering the desperation of the moment. Greedily, he gulps down the vial of amber liquid which burns pleasantly with restorative magics, and nearly before its contents disappear, he lets it go. His hands twist in well-practiced motions as the empty bottle falls, and with a final push of effort, Betheniel grazes Angela, passing on his healing magics and stealing her further against the mounting threat. Tobias, coughing raggedly, follows suit, upending a potion of his own, though in a much less uncouth fashion. Seeing her allies skirting somewhat free of thorny dangers, Angela moves forward to tango with the wooden woman. Her blade lashes out in a deadly arc and cuts a gash in the dryad's blocking arm, but with sap sticking to her blade as she wrenches it free, it feels more like dueling a dummy than a living foe. At least, the impacts do.
Can I try to reason with the dryad?
You can try.
We're not here to hurt the tree or her forest. We're here seeking help.
She will speak back that whether you are here to hurt the forest or not doesn't matter. You will feed it all the same. All life must flow through the ground, and that is where yours will end.
She's not well.
She sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, she sounds pretty mad. You need healing.
The cleric and bard idle within the wall of thorns, clinging to the little space they have to stand in, while Tobias huddles in the corner, shrinking back from the spiky touch surrounding him. Angela strikes the dryad, blow after blow after blow, hoping against hope that if her enemy's concentration slips just a little, the spell might dissipate. But instead, it is Angela's concentration that slips, as an uncanny charm finds its way into her mind.
Angela, you now believe that the dryad is your friendly acquaintance, and she tells you that your companions are attacking her for no reason, and she doesn't want to fight them, but you have to protect her. And with that, she will drop concentration on the Wall of Thorns.
That's one good thing that came out of that.
So that you can go help her. You just gotta stop them.
So on Angie's next turn, she has to roll a save against the mind control, right?
Nope. It is charmed until the spell ends, or until the dryad or the dryad's companions do something harmful to her. So Angie will be charmed for the next hour unless that effect is removed.
How much does it take to knock her out of it?
It depends on whether you're dispelling the effect or just trying to KO her.
So it's either dispel or KO.
Oh god.
So just to clear things up here, Charm Person is less of complete mind control and more of a changing of perspective. Nobody likes to get their agency taken away, and enchantment spells often do exactly that. Thankfully, this isn't Dominate Person, which could turn Angela on her friends completely. But instead, Charm Person will make her view Catanella as a friendly acquaintance, which might mean different things to different people. Unfortunately for the best available, Angela protects people, and if she saw an acquaintance that she was friendly to being attacked by her allies, no effort would be spared on trying to defuse the situation and get her friends to stop fighting. A fact that Catanella uses to great effect.
I still want to try to negotiate with this Dryad, but now that the thorn's not in the way, can I roll to have a good look at the Dryad from where I'm at to see if there's anything like physically odd that's occurring to her?
You can definitely tell that she has some of the same like black mold in the grooves of her bark that you've seen in other places. Your thoughts that she is somehow sick are in the right direction.
I could try to use Lesser Restoration.
Or, spitball on this one, I bet if Angie asked her to let you inspect her, she would let you do it. To, like maybe get Angie, hey, could you get your friend to let us try to help her?
Well, I'd love that. Just stop hitting her.
Would you like to use Lesser Restoration?
Why won't everybody just sit down and talk?
I am trying to do that. I just need to touch our Dryad friend so I can cure her of poison.
Catanella will tell Angie that it's a trick, and what Betheniel actually wants to do is drain the life out of her and kill her tree.
Oh.
I don't know that spell yet!
Don't get any closer to her.
You need to trust me, just as you trust our friend here.
Everybody just calm down.
Okay, so I'm gonna use Lesser Restoration.
Well, it's your turn. There's
the
nothing
Dryad.
Angie can do to stop that.
Alright.
It's not gonna heal the Dryad, but it would cure, if anything.
What are you doing?
Alright.
You're doing something weird.
You reach out and touch Catanella. The Dryad shrieks and screams and starts convulsing as the mold in several places on her body sizzles and starts turning into black smoke. Angela,
You've hurt her!
It looks like Catanella was right. Betheniel was just trying to kill her.
It doesn't look like it. You've hurt her. Why are you doing that?
Sometimes healing hurts!
Alright,
Tobias will
Angela.
pipe up. And why aren't you trying to hurt her? Do you not see what she's doing?
Catanella will make a sad face at Angela, wailing with tears in her eyes. See, your friends just want to murder me and the whole forest.
It's gotta be a misunderstanding. They're good people. Angie will just try to push Betheniel away.
Alright,
Just everybody calm down and talk.
go ahead and make a melee attack.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, wow. She was very convinced by the screaming, crying Dryad. Damn.
Oh, what a crap show.
With frustration painted across her face, Angela raises her shield and gives a cry, demanding her companion stand down as she rams into the elf's chest. She could hardly understand why this was happening, but she just had to stop all the needless violence. Betheniel is blindsided as his ankles are caught up on loose crates scattered over the ground. Far from stumbling back, the cleric is launched bodily through the air, sailing backward to impact the ground with his shoulder before tumbling to land face down. The holy man was an adventurer, though, and made no time wasted as he bounced, leveraging momentum to rise to a 3-point landing. His boots slid backward as his head tossed up, set with a grim expression. It was a dark day when friend turned on friend, but both Betheniel and Angela set their minds to the task. They each would do what needed to be done. This was not the first time he had seen mind manipulation performed today, either, and he would not let it change his chosen path. Tobias hops forward, discharging spurts of flame, but Angela, ever the shield maiden, leaps forward to defend the Dryad, and only a single streak slips through their defenses. The Dryad cries out accusatorially to her defender, "Why are you letting them kill me? Why are you letting them kill us all?" Angela's sputtering explanations and apologies are not heard, though, as the wooden witch melts into the wall behind her. Walking within the grain like a fish cutting through the currents of a stream, she vanishes whence she came.
You mean what a very rude hostess.
What was that all about? Why are you trying to hurt her?
It's because you decided to make friends with the enemy.
She's not the enemy. She hasn't done anything wrong.
Tobias just kind of sputters and flails a little bit, and then he finally just says, You're daft. I'll deal with you later.
And Angie is like, it was probably just an accident. She may have slipped.
I think your brain has slipped, madam.
That's just rude. And she'll pout in his general direction.
The rabbit man does not respond.
Are we trying to summon the dryad back out of the wall? Like, come back down, let's have tea and talk things over.
So you are left inside of the room, which is now a even bigger mess of tattered papers, destroyed alchemical components.
Look, now that everybody's calmed down, maybe we can find something here to help her.
I'll do no such thing.
It's the tree, it's the woods, they're poisoned with these spores.
See, exactly. Maybe we can find some way to undo that.
I told you, I was trying to heal her.
Didn't look like that. You've hurt her so badly. She was in pain.
You hear Tobias mutter under his breath, not enough pain for my liking.
Hello?
Hey! Maybe let's search this place and try to find something useful. I do believe I just opened that chest. So it was a 20 on unlocking it.
Yep, that's true. You did open that chest right before the dryad opened Betheniel's.
Oh god.
Ah, nice.
And this is where we will leave our brave band once more. With Catanella gone, the group seems to have found a powerful enemy, and they must still deal with Angela, whose charm has not worn off despite the dryad herself quitting the field. Seeing a kindly woodland being in this state is shocking to those who know what a dryad is usually like, and the fact that she recoiled from healing magic seemed to hold yet another clue to the state of Felosinney's home. Hopefully they can piece things together before everything falls apart, ideally with the information that this room contains. That, however, is something to be dealt with next time. For now, I just want to remind you that you can still go over to adventureaweek.com and use promo code AAW1FREE to get a free subscription on their site. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the list of real heroes here, our supporters, starting with those in the power tier. David, Doodlepoodle, Jay Jones, John the Wicked, Night Archer, and William Smith. In the planar tier, All Is Fiction, CJ, Darth Cavalier, Ice Dragon, Joshua T. Williams, and totally not the same person as Joshua Williams, PP and TT807, and Sparkle Lord the Fabulous. And in the Adventurer tier, we have Bastion Falconwrath, Dragon Tempest, Ice Commander, JR300, Justin, Katie, Mystics, the Rosilla Streaming Network, Shadowmancer, and Sneaky GI. In the Quest Giver tier, we have Anon44, Bird or the Cage, Emanon, lots of Anons, Kate, Kyla, Robert Mischief, Rio1990, Sephiroth Kurasame, Slathar Silcom, and V. Sorry if I butchered that one. In the Townsfolk tier, we have Adrian, Biz Adrian, not the same person again, Doodlepoodle, Ginseng3, Matus, Okada_Kalen, Scott Stedman, Sergeant Humpty, Shugenja, Spirit Radio, and Tom Brezzo. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Good night, all.
Then wake up in a cold sweat because he forgot to read the names of our creative team. Doodlepoodle and Nala Fontaine drawing every single beautiful illustration you see in every single one of these episodes. Shadow Wolf making some assets we use elsewhere. Scorpius, he'll maybe make music one day, but for now he handles literally all of the clerical work. I'm the editor and producer. My friend Thriving Inferno was asked to help, and he nicely said yes. And the Forever DM does mostly everything else. I wish he wouldn't read the underscores in you guys' usernames as underscore, because frankly that's just unnecessary, and it has I have to paste the scrolling of the text so it's on screen when he says it, and when he adds those fun little comments that are interesting and make him feel like a more real person and make you like him more, it creates difficulty for me. And underscore is it's not normal to say it like that, and underscore isn't even a fun word to say, okay? Underscore. No, it kind of is. Never mind.